This is Aussie Mac Zone. We'll cover everything Apple, including Macs, iPhones, iPads, and more. All this from an Aussie perspective. Sit back, relax, and insert yourself into the zone. The Aussie Mac Zone.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to show 385 Aussie Mac Zone. Zarn and I are in a single room.
We are back in the studio.
Yes, and we did try this yesterday with a guest.
We did.
And I failed. What
failed. We're a team.
I failed forgot to hit the go live button. So we did a fantastic hour and three-quarter podcast with lots of distractions and got nowhere. But that was me. Anyway, now we're here just to recap some of the Worldwide Developers Conference, which was yesterday morning our time. And there's a heap of stuff that I've put up so far on the Aussie Mac Zone page on Apple News.
Yep.
So let's start off with iOS 15 brings new ways to stay connected and powerful features that help users focus, explore, and do more with on-device intelligence. So what have we got to start with? We have
so much. Sorry, go.
Yeah, more natural FaceTime calls and shared experiences with SharePlay. So now FaceTime, you can have like in portrait mode where you have the back blurred and the bokeh effect. You can have that while you're doing your FaceTime calls. And also,
this is great too. Sorry,
yeah,
because you can do the portrait mode, and you've got it, sitting like that. You look great. The background is all blurred, so your house looks nice. So even if it's a little bit messy, it's still going to be just the colors and the sort of the background. And you're like, yeah, that's right. Look at me. I look great. The house it's fine. Obviously, you can see that much. I think it's fantastic. This is across the board too, isn't it, Michael?
Yes.
So,
like everything. Basically, everything that they've released, we're talking about releasing, went into beta yesterday for developers, and we'll talk about everything. And if it's not available on one of the platforms, but everything went across all platforms.
Yeah.
So we'll just as we hit some special things, we'll just talk about them. But so we got the FaceTime calls. When you do a group call, it'll also move it's a better way of doing a group call in FaceTime now.
Yeah.
And also you get spatial audio now too. So, it'll just give you an idea of who's talking when you're looking at your screen.
Not only is it now, so FaceTime, you don't just have to have an Apple device. You can have outside devices as well. Yeah,
because you can't start a FaceTime call, but you can join in a FaceTime call if you're on an Android device, for example, and you just do it through a web browser.
Yep.
There's some new microphone modes that separate the user's voice from background noise. Now, they did use an example of a leaf blower going in the kitchen of this person's place. But I didn't see when right at the end when they brought it around, I didn't think it blew the person's hair. So, that's a few things. You can have SharePlay now where when you're doing your call, you can say, all right, let's listen to some music. And as long as you've all got a music account or an Apple TV Plus account or a
family share.
Yeah. Or if we both got Disney accounts, or you can't have one account and then share the video. You both got to have
the same accounts.
Yeah.
Well, not the same account, but you both have to have
that account.
An account
with Disney Plus or ESPN Plus, HBO,
TikTok.
Yeah.
All the streaming services.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and now you can press one button and everybody will be watching the same thing. So even though we're not in the same house, we can be enjoying the same movie, for example.
Yeah.
And yes, it's towards the end of the pandemic around the world, but what I can tell you is it's not only for pandemic, but it's so that we can listen to music. If you've got a friend in New Zealand or in Melbourne, and you say, what about this new track or this new video? Or you can just start playing it.
If you're at
listen
home
to it
and
together.
your mate, your housemate, your wife, your partner, whoever is out, shopping or something like that, and you find a cool song or something you want to, sort of share with them, you can literally, if you both have a Apple Music account, you can literally text them the song. And it'll come up and they'll get a text. Like, oh, cool, they shared that song with me.
And everybody's listening to the same bit of music.
That's
at the
right.
same time.
They might have AirPods with them while they're doing the shopping. You can stream and talk to them, and you can be saying, "Hey, can you grab me this? Also, listen to this song." And that's how easy it is. It's really, really cool. I know with my boys, they've all got iPads and things like that. And if they wanted to FaceTime me and share a song, because we have family share, and at the moment my boys love this song called Raining Tacos. And they could have Raining Tacos playing in the background and sing it to me, or we could sing it together, if I wasn't home. That sort of thing. It's a great family tool, to have fun if you're not at home and your family's missing you.
That just on that song, there's on Apple Music, there's about 6 or 7 different versions of it. They're very particular about which one they like, but
they are.
They're all almost all the same, but
they are. It's the one they heard from Roblox, because they're into Roblox. And so that's where they first heard it. I went to school singing it because it was stuck in my head. We were listening to it on the way to school, and I went to work singing it. And my class was all knew the song because a lot of the boys there play Roblox, and they were all. So we sung along to "Raining Tacos." So it was funny.
Excellent. Excellent. Now we also got tools to find focus. So iOS 15 delivers powerful tools that help users focus and reduce distraction. Focus is a new feature that filters notifications and apps based on what a user wants to focus on. Customers can set their device to help them be in the moment by creating a custom focus. So you can have one for I'm watching the footy, or so you only get your mates that follow the same football team as you and stuff like that. And it's all to do with what messages you get and what interruptions and what phone calls. So it's a do not disturb function, but it's selective of what you can and can't receive. So you might have a work focus, but when you go to your play focus, you won't get any of your work people calling you or sending you won't get any email notifications.
It also means that if one of your mates doesn't follow the same team, you can also link him into that and text him while your team is beating theirs.
Now, new notifications experience. Notifications has been redesigned, adding contact photos for people and larger icons for apps that make them even easier to identify to help reduce distraction. So this is when you're getting a notification from TikTok and from Headspace and from just your ordinary iMessages, and there's an email there for you and that sort of thing. Urgent messages will be delivered immediately, so important communications will not end up in the summary, and it's easy to temporarily mute any app or messaging thread for the next hour or for the day. And what was the other thing I heard was, also to do with that focus and stuff is it'll say, like, you can send a message and the other person might have do not disturb on, or they might be in sleep mode because they might be in Western Australia, and I don't want to send them a thing at 6 o'clock in the morning, which is 9 o'clock our time.
Well, if it's 6 in the morning here, it's like 3 o'clock at that time, and they definitely don't want a message from you.
But I get a thing back saying that they're in sleep mode or they're in do not disturb mode, so I know that it's there and it's waiting. They'll see it when they wake up, for example. On-device intelligent powers live text, advanced spotlight search, and more. So this is cool.
Yeah.
Live text uses on-device intelligence to recognize text in a photo and allow users to take action. For example, users can search for and locate the picture of a handwritten family recipe,
Yeah.
or capture a phone number from a storefront or a
For us, a for sale sign.
For sale sign. Yep.
So if you're in the market for a house or whatever, and you're driving past the house you love, but it's not an open day, but they have the for sale sign, you can take a photo of that for sale sign and then just copy the text straight over to notes, and then call that number. And as long as you're not driving, obviously, we don't do it while we're driving. Your passions you can,
yes,
and you can call the real estate and say, "Hi, I've just seen this," and or either organise a viewing or find out when the next open house is, and it's stuff like that where sometimes when you go past, you think, "Oh, next time I come past, I'm going to write that down." No, you don't have to, and it's really cool.
Yeah, so like it says, you can have a handwritten recipe at your mum's place.
Yeah,
you can take a photo of it straight away, copy and paste it.
Yeah.
So it puts the actual text in the recipe, not a photo of the text.
Also, if you've got kids with allergies, I know I do, you could take a photo of certain, brands or ingredients in certain things that that they're allergic to. And instead of having to pick up the ingredients before you go shopping, you can say, "Oh, I think you might be allergic to that. Hang on a second." And you can go through and it'll be there, just a text saying, "Yeah, okay, we are. He's allergic to that. We don't need to put that on the shopping list."
Yeah.
And it's good stuff like that. So.
And then you got Spotlight now uses intelligence to search photos by location, people, scenes, objects, and using live text. So, like, you can say, "Show me your photos with horses."
Yeah.
And it'll go through all your photos and find the ones with the horses. Not 5 horses and 3 dogs.
Mm-hmm.
It's now getting to the point where it knows that they're the difference between a horse
or me
and a
from
dog.
the waist down.
Yeah. Spotlight now offers web image search and all new rich results for actors, musicians, TV shows, and movies. Enhanced results for contacts show recent conversations, shared photos. So this is a shared photo from a particular contact. And even their location if they shared it through the Find My. You Find My app. Now, photos includes the biggest update for memories with a new look, an interactive interface, and integration with Apple Music, which uses on-device intelligence to personalize song suggestions or bring the memories to life. And it'll actually, the people in the photo will sort of move up and down to the beat of the music, etc. The only thing that they haven't done with regards to memories, which is, and we talked about this a month or so back, was if you might have just lost someone in the family, or you might have just split up with the boyfriend, girlfriend / you don't want to see any photos of them. You still can't go into and say, "Don't add these people to memories," because you don't want to be reminded of them just yet. So that, I'm sure that'll come now that they know people really want it. You've got a redesigned browsing experience with Safari. It gets a new design that makes control easier to reach with one hand. It puts a content front and center. The new tab bar is compact and lightweight and floats at the bottom of the screen. So you can just slide across everything from tab to tab. You can go into the tab bar. The new Apple Maps is coming to Australia soon.
It looks really good. The 3D imaging and
we probably won't get that 3D imaging for about another 12 months.
Oh, that sucks.
But
it'll still be good.
They've already done an update to Apple Maps that just we haven't quite got yet.
Yep.
It's nearly here. They did mention that it's nearly here. Now, there's also, in addition to Apple Wallet, and that is...
Now, we've spoken about this before too.
Yeah. So with Apple Wallet now, you can be able to just you can open your car, and they talked about new people coming, but because of the ultra wideband, which is really ultra wideband, but very little localized. So if I'm 20 feet away from my car, it won't open my car.
Yeah.
I've got to be like within 5 feet of whatever. But also for your home.
We've made so many jokes about this before, like with someone taking your phone and then being able to get in your car and all that sort of stuff. That won't happen.
No.
This is a really cool thing. Then no one's going to be able to steal your car, steal your identity or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's still got either face recognition or fingerprint recognition to get into your phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And people will be companies will be adding it to their locks now for their houses.
Yeah.
So, because at the moment that all works on Bluetooth.
Yep.
As opposed to having a chip in there, and so with Bluetooth, you might still walk up and then go, are they here? Are they gone?
Yeah.
And it takes a little while. It might take 10 or 15 seconds, which when you're holding 2 armfuls of groceries, it's a long time.
It is.
Before it unlocks. But now with ultra wideband and the new stuff that's coming, basically as soon as you get within a certain distance, it'll automatically, you just tap and you're in. Also for people that, carry an ID thing that they've got to tap everywhere to get in and out of a door to get into that room or that room, you can now just add it to your phone. You don't have to wear anything. Just tap your phone as you go past.
Which is awesome. I'd love this because we talked about it before. We both have passes where we have to get in and out. And so it'd be great if we could just have it all on the phone where I could just click and get through and do what I had to do.
Yep. Now we've got new privacy features.
Yes.
So building on the privacy that we've just gone through with third parties, etc., like Facebook, and going through the third party process, iOS 15 introduces more privacy controls to help protect user information with on-device speech recognition. Audio of Siri requests is now processed entirely on the phone by default. Mail privacy protection stops senders from learning whether an email has been opened.
Yep. And
hides the IP address so senders can't learn a user's location or use it to build a profile of the receiver. They can't use invisible pixel tracking and things like that. There's an app privacy report which tells us what apps have been looking at us, what they've been doing, whether they've got access to the photos and the camera or the microphone or your location. So that's a privacy report comes up and you can decide what you want to do with it and what other domains are contacted. So, like if I look up Sydney Morning Herald, it might know, okay, here he is, and they send it to the Melbourne Times or whatever their paper is in Melbourne.
Yeah.
So that sort of thing.
We all know that Facebook had a huge stink about this first happening. Now that we're getting even more security and everything like that, and so bad luck, really.
We're getting a redesigned weather app.
Yes.
So because Apple bought Dark Sky.
Okay.
Yeah. Now the weather includes more graphical displays of weather data, full screen maps, dynamic layouts that change based on conditions. Like the sun will move on your display depending on where you are, for example.
Yeah.
Or what time of day it is.
Looking on the screen now, we're looking at a time here. You've got your wind mile or kilometer. You've got if it's northwest. You've got the humidity. You've got everything like all the little widgets.
Pressure.
Yeah,
they do look like widgets. So we're imagining that they might even be sort of like a widget-based thing that you'll be able to put on your home screen. So if you always want to know the humidity or the air quality, that sort of thing, you can just see it straight away. Because air quality has been really important, like with the wildfires that San Francisco's had.
That's right, yep.
Which have,
the fires we had here in 2020.
The air quality was crap.
Actually, I was saying it was like smoking a pack of cigarettes a day.
Yeah.
So,
and for people, they can, some people can't go out. So if they can look at it and they go, all right, well, I'm not going out for lunch. Someone else can go out and get me.
That's right.
Lunch. I'll stay here in slightly better air conditioning.
I know my lovely Nan, she's getting on in age. She has breathing difficulties, so if the air quality was of poor quality, then she wouldn't go out. And she has an Apple phone as well. We set her up with that definitely, and so she'll be able to know that is the air quality okay for me to leave, or should I send someone else out? And which is a fantastic idea.
Yeah. More information about precipitation and notifications highlight when rain or snow starts and stops, which doesn't mean a lot, but the snow means a lot if you're not expecting it, or you want to know when it's starting and stopping. Now, the Notes app adds user-created tags, so you can go hashtag policy or hashtag housing in their example here, which is public art working group.
Yep.
So you can make your own notes. So you might have, hash work on note 1, hash work on note 2, hash car on note 3, and then you can just look up the stuff to do with your car. If anyone does a mention of you in a note, because you can share your notes now.
Yep.
One another important updates.
We've been sharing notes for a while.
Yeah. And all new activity views the recent history of the shared note as well.
Yep.
So this is all the iOS stuff that we're going through just at the moment. Now, additional features. Siri adds announced notifications on your AirPods.
Yep.
The ability to users to share on their screen just by asking and more. So announced notifications is when you get a message on your screen and it'll say, do you want me to read it or not read it? Now, Shared With You works across the system to find the articles, music and TV shows, photos and more that are shared in messages, conversations, etc. iCloud Plus combines everything users love about iCloud with new premium features, including Hide My Email, which we'll talk about in a minute, expanded HomeKit secure video support, innovative new internet privacy service, iCloud Private Relay, which is basically a VPN, and they're only doing it in Safari.
Yep.
All iCloud Plus plans can be shared with people in the same family sharing group, so everyone can enjoy the new features, storage, and elevated experience that comes with the service. What was the the private relay regarding the email is, and apparently you can have even your own domain names.
Yep.
But it'll create, instead of having michael@ithelptoyou.com.au, if you've got something, when it asks you to log on to an email, this is different to sign in with Apple.
Yes.
Which is what we've already got, where it creates an email that's harder to track.
Yeah.
And then if that service that I've signed into sends me an email, it forwards it to me, so they're not going to enter the code or whatever.
Yeah.
But hiding the email, hiding the address altogether, again, it gives a dummy address, but you can just put it in an email that you're sending to your lawyer or whatever. And someone brought a good point up today is obviously they'll have thought about it because you don't want that service being used for bad things.
That's right. Yeah.
You don't want people hassling people, but the address is it's obviously not untraceable, because the police can say, well, who's such and such at apple.com? And they'll say, well, it's Michael because he's a pain in the neck.
Yeah.
The Health app, it gets a new sharing tab that lets users share their health data with the family or your caregiver or a care team, which is great because one of the things the Health app does will be seeing how your walking's going, because one of the things is as we get older, we're known to fall over more, which leads to a lot of broken hips and that sort of thing.
Again, these help, our older citizens.
Yeah.
And
yeah, but it's important.
It is really important.
And because it's as easy as, having on my phone now, and in 5 years' time, it starts to tell me, oh, your walking's gone a bit off. What's going on? Because it's to do with trends. which give users a way to focus attention on meaningful changes in personal health metrics.
Yeah.
And walking steadiness is what we're talking about. That empowers people to proactively manage their fall risk. HomeKit accessory makers can now enable Hey Siri in their products, allowing customers to talk to and get responses from Siri on third-party devices. So they used a NetAtmo thermostat, and you just say, hey, Missy, and Missy gives you the answer, just like you do when you talk to your phone or whatever.
Yeah.
So it could be your intercom or your timers. So yeah, that's good. Find My introduces new capabilities to help locate a device that has been turned off or erased, as well as live streaming locations for family and friends who choose to share their location. Separation alerts notify if you've left your AirPods at the beach and you start to walk away from them, as opposed to, because that's an unknown area, as opposed to if you've left them on beside your chair at home.
Yeah.
Because it knows, you're always around
and
home.
When we're talking about, when we tried to do our podcast last night, we talked about a Find My, and I told a story. Now, no one's seen this story, but I'm still going to clarify it. We have got one of the Apple tags. We had lost a set of keys. Luckily, we have a spare set as well. Grabbed that set, left the house, went on, and my wife says, I should use that Find My thing for tag to locate them. And the keys were in my top pocket. I'd forgotten that I'd put them there, and I grabbed the spare set and we left the house. So something as simple as that, me being forgetful, and we can find them straight away without a hassle. They beep very loud. So especially when they're in your top pocket, they're there.
A new Find My widget offers an at-a-glance view directly from the home screen. So that's, you don't have to go digging around. Translate adds new live translate feature that makes conversation flow naturally across languages. System-wide translation allow users to translate text from anywhere on the phone.
Yep.
The Apple TV app now features a For All You. So if this member of the family has got these choices, and this member of the family's got these choices, and this member of the family's got these choices of what they like to watch.
Yep. It'll
try and find something and says, all right, all of you might like this because it's got this, this, and this in it. So,
which is really cool too, because my boys love the Disney movies and Bluey and things like that, and Kellyanne likes, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and I like sci-fi and things like that. And so, they can come together and find us something, like that. Give us a Disney sci-fi cartoon, or maybe something else, for something that for us all to enjoy together.
All sit there and watch together. Yeah. And remember, it's not only it's for all ranges of ages and families. That's right. So, there's a thing called new iPhone setup. So
this is really cool
for people that just carry an iPhone around and don't necessarily back it up, but when they get a new iPhone, they can back it up to iCloud, even if they don't have a subscription.
That's right.
And you can easily transfer the data to the new phone. And for those moving to iPhone for the first time and move to iOS experience, easily transfers your photos, files, folders, and accessibility settings.
Yep.
So iPhone feels personal right from the start. Accessibility across.
Good. I love that they're willing to do that, and so because I know photos are so important, and now that because we all use our phones to take these photos and stuff like that. Imagine
heaps.
I know. Imagine you losing 6 months worth of photos of the kids.
I have people crying here that.
Yep, I know you have, and that's the thing, and that's why I think this is such a good thing. Yeah. This is great.
Accessibility across iPhone expands with new features for VoiceOver that enables users to explore even more details about the people, text, information, and other objects within images. And in support of neurodiversity. New background sounds help minimize distractions. And for those who are deaf or hard of hearing, Made for iPhone supports new bidirectional hearing aids. Sound Actions customizes switch control to work with mouth sounds, and users can now customize display and text on an app-by-app basis. Apple is also bringing support for recognizing imported audiograms, which is charts that show the results of a hearing test, and that'll apply that to my AirPods Pro, for example.
Yep.
So if I need a bit more volume in my left ear than my right ear, it'll just do that, level it all out and everything.
Which is amazing. It's so cool.
You can just use it all the time. So that's iOS.
Yep.
Now, what else? The next one, it was iPad OS 15. Now,
pretty much same across the board.
Yeah.
With the iPhone, with a few extra features. Was it the shortcuts, keyboard shortcuts and stuff like that?
Yeah, we've got keyboard shortcuts.
Yeah.
Multiple apps easier than new. It's got a new multitasking menu at the top of apps, letting users split view or slide view just with a tap. Users now have quick access to the home screen when using split view, making it easier to get to the right app. We've got bigger widgets also, which was the thing that was missing. But we've also got bigger widgets than we get on the phone now.
Yeah.
They're not just all stuck over in the left-hand column on the
iPad.
iPad.
The reason why I've said across the board is because Apple's really trying to make it seamless, so you can go from your phone, from your iPad to your computer to your laptop and that sort of stuff, and not miss anything or lose anything.
Yeah.
And so they're really trying to make that
even more so.
More
so with these three.
Yeah, that's right. They're the same across the board. So you are like, it feels like you haven't even changed device. Yeah. It's just gotten bigger or smaller if you've left the house. It might be a little bit smaller now, but you're exactly the same place and you're doing exactly the same thing. You're on the train and you're still working on the same thing, even if it is on your phone. And that's why I kept on saying it across the board, because it's just amazing the technology that they're using to make this seamless and to make it so you may have to go from your computer to your phone, but you're still doing the same thing.
Yeah. Now, with split view now, for example, if you have mail on one side and notes on the other, when you double tap a mail, it'll actually bring that page up in the middle, like slide over. So let you read the mail and then it'll go back into place and you'll have your 2 pages there still. Again, you've got widgets and you've got the app library. So, yeah. What about capturing thoughts with Quick Note?
Yep.
And you can read Quick Notes on the iPhone, but Quick Notes, so note-taking on iPad gets even easier with new features that make it easier to capture and organize thoughts. Notes goes system-wide with Quick Note, a fast and easy way to take notes anywhere across the system, whether browsing in Safari or finding a restaurant on Yelp. Users can bring up Quick Note anywhere to jot down a thought and add links, providing an easy way to get back exactly where you were and what you were looking at. Notes has new ways to organize, collaborate, and capture information, and tags make it, which we talked about.
Yep.
You can have tag-based smart folders, for example, instead of having to set up one called car and one called plane and one called boat.
Yep.
And you just chuck a note in, hashtag plane, and it'll go into there automatically for you. We talked about the more natural FaceTime.
Yeah.
Again, it's just better on a bigger screen.
It is.
Now, redefined experience is basically that, and the focus is all this is all coming together
so well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where else am I going? Translate, it's all there. Build that. Oh, yeah. Here's one of the new ones.
Yeah.
So basically, everything we talked about for the iPhone is available on the iPad, but build apps with Swift playgrounds. Now, Swift is a programming coding type thing where you can start writing your own apps. But now Swift Playgrounds is the best and easiest way to learn how to code. And now with Swift Playgrounds 4, users have the tools to build iPhone and iPad apps right on their iPad.
So cool.
And submit them directly to the App Store, offering new ways for anyone to create apps and share with the world. The code is immediately reflected in the live view preview while building apps, and users can run their apps full screen to test them out. A new open project format based on Swift packages can open and be edited in Swift Playgrounds for iPad, as well as within Xcode on the Mac, offering users even more versatility to develop apps across the iPad and the Mac. So I'm looking forward to trying that one myself because I'm still wanting to do an Apple TV app.
Yeah.
For ourselves. Now, additional iPad features.
And this is what we were talking about before.
Yeah, this one is a good one. It's called Universal Control, which lets users work with a single mouse and keyboard to move between an iPad and a Mac for a seamless experience with no setup required. Users can even drag and drop content back and forth between devices.
Yeah.
And great for sketching and drawing with an Apple Pencil on an iPad and then placing it into a Keynote slide on the Mac.
Yeah.
And it even, you don't even tell it that the screen's on the right-hand side or the left-hand side. Just it works it out by if I want to drag something from this screen to this screen, I just drag it from there from the Mac to the iPad.
Yeah.
And if the first time I do it, I go that way because that's the way I've set it up. But if the first time I do it, I go this way, but the screen's over there, it'll come in from the other side of the iPad because it'll just, they're going that way. So realistically, you think it'd be on this side.
Yeah.
But so it
can work it out.
It'll work it out. Yeah. And you can have the demo here they've got is an iPad on the right, a MacBook in the middle, and a new iMac on the left-hand side. And you can have one keyboard and you got your trackpad on the laptop and you can go from this display to this display. And it's not previously like we've been able to connect the screen, or you could do it wirelessly for your iPad to your Mac, but it would make it just a screen. So it'd be Mac apps on the right. But now I can move a document from the Mac to the iPad, draw on it, etc., with the pencil, and then take that same document and bring it back. And it's working as an iPad on the iPad. It's working as a Mac document on the Mac.
Yeah. So cool.
So cool. And so it just gives you one keyboard, one mouse, one trackpad, and away you go.
Photos, maps,
all the
share
same
with
thing,
you, privacy, Siri,
iCloud Plus. That's all the same.
All the same.
Yeah.
Again,
and that's
across the
available
board,
on the
it's
iPad.
so cool.
Yeah.
We're sharing everything so we can work.
We're not having this thing where we were playing catch up like last year. The widgets thing came out on the iPhone, but not on the iPad.
Yeah.
They're bringing everything together in one hit, and even down to the Mac, which we're going to talk about now. Mac OS Monterey introduced powerful features to get more done. Now, again, getting more done. So the world's fastest browser, Safari, now reimagines the browsing experience, which we've talked about.
Yep.
One thing is this tabs thing is big in Safari now, where you create a group of tabs, a tabs group, but also it changes color depending on the background of that web page you're at, for example. It'll make so that just blends in a little bit. But everything is designed so if I've got this page open in Safari on the Mac and I'll walk over there and pick up my iPad and open Safari, same page.
Yep.
It's all designed.
So this is what I'm like. This is what we've been talking about the whole way through. It's just so cool. Be able to go from one device to the other seamlessly.
Yeah.
be right where you were at.
Yes.
So you're not losing your concentration. You can read exactly what you'd written and be like, "That's right, excellent."
Yeah.
And you're not losing that point of thought, and which I think is really important, especially when you are busy like the both of us are, and sometimes things get on top of you. But then if you can go from one to the other, you're not going to lose that thought, and it might just be an email, it might be notes about something you're doing. You won't lose that thought. You're right there. You're with it. You get it done, and it's productive. It's so productive.
And like the focus part that we talked about on the iOS device also applies to iPad, also applies to the Mac. So at the moment, like you could have do not disturb on your Mac, but not on the iPad.
Yeah.
So you're getting bing, bing, bing on your iPad while you're trying to do focus on whatever work you're doing on the Mac. So now all of that is across. If you choose, it's across all your devices. Same with notes. You get all your notes across devices.
Yeah.
One of the biggest thing some people say to come to the Mac is shortcuts.
Yeah.
Which we've had on the phone and on the iPad. Now we've got shortcuts on the Mac to help users automate everyday tasks and achieve peak productivity.
I've so many shortcuts on my phone.
Yeah.
So if I'm, at work and I quickly need to make a note or something like that, I can just jump in, boom, and put it on where it needs to go straight away, so I don't forget. So this is great to be able to do that. Yeah.
Users now can instantly share files, make animated GIFs, and more.
Yeah.
Power users looking to take things further can use Shortcuts Editor on the Mac to customize shortcuts to match their workflows, or create it on the Mac and then put it on your phone. Because it's just a lot easier to know exactly everything that's going on. It's a bit easier to see sometimes, especially when you're getting old. Now, it's also
I wouldn't know.
users can easily import existing Automator workflows. So Automator is the automation tools that have been available on the Mac for years and years and years and years. And we've now got the ability to import those into shortcuts, and then that'll be up and running straight away, which is pretty amazing. And then you'll be able to share that shortcut with people. So, it can make it a lot easier to get things done.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else have we got? Yeah, we've got all the FaceTime stuff that we've talked about, SharePlay that we've talked about. Shared with you makes it easy to locate and enjoy all the great contents that's shared through messages and stuff. We've all talked about that. That's all the things.
So you just
it's all the way across the board.
Yeah.
Now, additional new features for Monterey. Now, with interactive globe in maps and an amazing immersive and detailed city experience, users can enjoy new ways to navigate and explore the natural beauty of the Earth on the Mac's large, gorgeous display. Live text uses on-device machine learning, which we talked about. The iCloud Plus we've got. AirPods Pro and AirPods Max deliver a theatre-like experience with spatial audio.
Yeah, that's so cool.
On Macs with the M1 chip.
Yeah.
That's coming later in the year. Privacy features like mail privacy protection let users choose whether they collect information about their mail activity, and the Mac's recording indicator shows which app is accessing the Mac's microphone. New accessibility features let anyone add alternative image descriptions right from markup.
Yeah.
And improve full keyboard access.
Yeah, that's really
because even like blind people want to take photos of themselves as well.
Yeah.
Or I might want to send a photo that says, here I am standing in front of the Sydney Harbour Bridge.
Yeah.
And I can actually put that so that the people that are hard of seeing or blind understand what I'm doing in the picture.
Yep, that's right.
What's happening.
Take a photo in front of the church in Kingswood.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the Mac, the iPad, and the phone operating systems.
Yes.
And as you can see, nearly everything is to just make everything catch up with each other.
Yeah.
Which is great.
It's so good. We've talked about it all the time. How we want to, for ages, how we want everything to talk to each other properly and just be able to do that. And they listened. They're trying. They honestly, it looks like they're trying their best to get that done. Yeah. And listen to what people want to make this so much easier for all of us.
Yeah. Now, Watch OS 8 brings new access, connectivity, and mindfulness features to the watch.
Yeah.
Now,
I want one of these so bad.
So we're getting more access with Wallet, like we talked about that. You've got new things in Wallet, and you can use it from your watch.
So
you don't only
the cool thing about this is we talked about the accessibility to your car and things like that. The watch will have the unlock from Wallet.
You can just go tap and it'll open the sliding door and let you in.
That's right.
Like when I'm walking around a school that I go to.
Yep, exactly.
I'll be able to go tap and it'll open the door and let me in.
Yeah. So very cool. I'd love to be able to open my car with my watch. Unfortunately, I drive an 09 Commodore, so that'll never happen. But still.
We still can't do it now. Until the BMW gets released at the end of the year anyway.
No, that's true.
The redesigned home app. It's a better, more easy way of seeing things to do with your home. Not only seeing like the camera streams and stuff, but there's a bit more information and a bit easier to see and a bit easier to tap. And, your fan's on, there's a light on, and it's 32 degrees, if only.
No,
instead of being like 10.
Oh, freezing. That wind out there today.
Yeah.
Cuts like a knife.
Yeah. Also, because it's the watch, we've got 2 new popular workout types that are beneficial for both physical and mindful movement.
That was me doing Tai Chi, by the way.
So Tai Chi and Pilates. These new workout types are supported by powerful, validated customer-built heart rate and motion algorithms to provide users with accurate metrics.
Yeah.
So while you're doing your Tai Chi, it's on your watch getting the information. And you can be using Apple TV to do it as well, of course. Right. Don't forget that.
So your watch can monitor your heart rate, everything like all your health while you're doing Tai Chi on the TV. Very cool.
So what we're getting now for mindfulness, so at the moment we've got the Breathe app on the phone.
Yeah.
And now we're getting a reflection as well. So it'll say, just take a minute to reflect. And the session welcomes the user with a unique, thoughtful notion to consider that invites a positive frame of mind. For example, the user may see something like, recall a time recently when you felt a sense of calm, and bring this feeling into the moment, or reflect on one of the things that you're grateful for and think about why you appreciate it so much.
A time of calm? I work at a high school, I have 3 kids that while.
So both
calm.
Both the Breathe and Reflect experiences also offer tips to help users get more from each session and feature beautiful new animations. We're also getting our sleeping respiratory rate measured on the watch.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah. This metric then is also available for people through the Health app. And the metric is also available for developers to use with permission through the Health Kit. So if a developer makes a particular app, they can say, can I have your sleeping respiratory rate? And you can go, yes, and away you go.
Awesome.
Now, that developer might be a medical research thing, for example. And that's how we're helping medical research now, because instead of having 1,000 people do the
sleep test,
sleep respiratory rate,
they
can have like 5 million people doing
That's right.
every night.
Yep.
Like, it's just such
This is what I really like, actually, this next thing. It's portraits watch face. So you can take your photos. So it says the photos face is the most popular Apple Watch face. And Watch OS 8 introduces new ways to view and engage with users' favorite photos right from the wrist. The new portrait watch face brings to life stunning portrait photos shot on iPhone with an immersive multi-layered effect
Intelligently.
recognizing faces in photos and cropping in the highlights the subject. So this is excellent. So you can have your favorite photos right there on your watch.
And because you might take a photo of your family over there, what it's saying is it'll just because you don't want to see all the trees in the background, it just brings
it'll redesign the photo for you, crops it right down, right there. So you might be having a terrible day at work.
What's very interesting about this is, as a tech person, I don't have lots of photos. I do have one watch face on a Tuesday night come up with a photo, which is a photo of my car club's logo on a Tuesday night for when I have my Tuesday night meetings.
But
the most popular watch face is the Apple is photos. Right, which means all us techies that say, I want all different watch faces and I want a stopwatch and all that sort of stuff. The most popular one is just a photo.
And I said you can be having the worst day in the world, and you're like, but then you go like that, and you can see a photo of your family right there. It can make all the difference.
Now, another really good thing that they've done on the watch is in the Messages app or apps is you could talk it before. But now when you've talked it, you can actually go in and edit it by hand. You can chuck some emojis in. You can still use Scribble if you want to use Scribble. You can combine it together to get what you want to say across easily just on your wrist. And your Contacts app, it's providing a simple way to browse, edit, and add contacts and share contacts directly from the app on your watch. So I can quickly look up what's Fred's phone number and give it to someone, even though my phone's in the office down the hall. And again, the focus part is on your watch again, just to help you stay in the right frame of mind. When
you're multi-timer.
Multiple timers come to the Apple Watch and can be given specific labels, such as you can say, hey, lady, set a laundry timer for whatever time. And then you can walk into the next room and say, can you set my cooking timer for
this
15 minutes? So, multiple times.
As long as you don't get them mixed up and feed the kids a pair of shorts and put your dinner in the drawer, you should be right.
Yeah, that's right. WatchOS, more Apple Watch apps support the always-on display, including maps, mindfulness, now playing, the stopwatch, podcast, timers, voice memos. And there's a new always-on API for third-party apps because it is they're talking about for developers, of course. To support Apple Watch users with upper body limb differences, Assistive Touch enables one-arm usage of Apple Watch by sensing simple hand gestures, which we talked about a couple of weeks ago, on different things you can do to change things on your watch. Moving your finger up and down, squeezing it, clenching your fists.
It's there.
Unbelievable.
It's so cool.
You can answer an incoming call, for example, just by clenching your fists.
That'd be awesome. Boom, hello.
New Find Items app on Apple Watch helps locate tagged items using the Find My network. There's the redesigned music app that enables users to share songs, albums, and playlists through messages and mail. And enjoy the music and radio really cool all in one place.
Say that I don't have a certain playlist, and I'm like, oh man, I wish I had that playlist. I can then send a message to my wife and say, hey, can you text me that playlist? And I got it, and I'm back. All right, sweet. I'm off running. I don't run, but if I wanted to, I could.
Off scrolling.
Yeah, that's right.
The weather app, you can now get severe weather notifications, which means a lot to people that live in severe.
That's right. People who live in cyclones,
Yeah.
affected areas and things like that, earthquakes,
Yeah.
fires,
Yep.
all that sort of stuff.
Family Setup introduced the ability to add transit cards for your family. Calendar and Mail now include the option to add a Google account.
Yep.
Apple Fitness Plus, introduces a new series of workouts featuring Jeanette Jenkins, one of the most sought-after fitness experts.
Yeah.
And a new Artist Spotlight series, which with workouts with playlists from Lady Gaga, Jennifer Lopez, Keith Urban, and Alicia Keys.
No one wants to work out the Keith Urban, by the way.
And don't forget, the privacy's always there.
I could be wrong. Maybe somebody does.
I'm sure Nicole does.
I was about to say it's probably Nicole. That's it.
Now, Apple's, as we've said, it's improved its privacy all the way through, and this is through iOS 15, iPad OS 15, Monterey, and watchOS 8.
Yeah.
And there's new developer tools and technologies to create even better apps, which is important for developer conference to know about. Now, one of the things is, with more apps and games featuring event-like competitions, movie premieres, live streaming experiences. So you might have an app for a new Oceans 24 or whatever they're up to.
Yeah.
But it'll talk about events happening to do with that movie preview.
Fast and the Furious 26.
Yeah. So the app goes with that, but it'll talk about events coming up to match it. Now, they've also got for what's another thing that they've got coming? Oh, that's right. Is you can have A/B testing on your app page within the App Store. And what that means is they can have 5 different screenshots and they can have 5 other different screenshots, or have them in different orders.
Yep.
And when they go, well, people that went to this page and got these ones, they seem to download the app 5 times more than the people that were looking at the other order or the other set of screenshots. And it gives them a chance to understand it and go through it more. What else? Apple is introducing the product page tools.
Yeah.
Updated guidelines that support for the emerging category of apps that offer creator content experiences. Developer code of conduct expands to help keep the App Store a fair marketplace for developers and users.
Yep.
Again, Swift, Apple's powerful intuitive programming, can now feature built-in concurrency support, which is now that we're getting multi-processor chips, it just means that it can go and do things faster and smoother for the user. Augmented reality. You've got Reality Cat 2, which is object capture and a simple and powerful API that in Monterey that enables developers just to walk around, take a picture of a chair, for example, put that up on their website, and then that chair can go into an augmented reality app and you can see what the chair looks like on your veranda or whatever. And really, really simple. Really simple. It's amazing.
Oh, the graphics in games as well is really important. New APIs and tools in iOS, iPadOS, and macOS will help game developers create the next generation of games and develop all new experiences to the users. A new metal texture composition tool supports all of the latest formats, as well as optimized formats for Apple's silicon, making it easier for developers to bring high-end games to all of Apple's platforms. Additionally, a new virtual game controller on iPhone and iPad provides an easy method to optimize games that build in game control support.
So
exactly.
PlayStation 1.
Exactly. In your racing games and everything like that. So it's really cool.
Yeah, and then you've got additional developer tools
Yeah.
Xcode 13 is coming, which
Yeah.
is a more powerful thing. You got Xcode Cloud, which means you can create stuff and it'll go. Your app will go up onto Xcode Cloud and be tested on all of Apple devices.
Yeah.
So it's not
You got
interfering with
like
what you're doing.
GitHub, Bitbucket, GitLab collaboration features as well, which is excellent. Share again, which we've talked about. Third-party video calling, which we've also talked about.
But the apps, like all of them.
Yep.
Even like
including
Zoom. You can have things in your Zoom call, which the voice isolation just in your Zoom call.
Yeah.
If they added one of the other ones besides Zoom and Microsoft's one and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So meetings and messaging apps, including Slack and WeChat, can now share user status in conversations.
So good. WeChat. Wow.
And apps like Uber Eats can have Siri announce incoming messages, and new notification APIs enable high priority and communication. So you've got Chase Mobile and Zomato to break through do not disturb or a focus. So in other words, you don't want to know that your food's out at the front door while you're in focus mode, and by the time you get down there, it's cold.
Yeah.
You got new camera APIs for better quality stills, and they can catch those stills while the video's running. Apple Watch developers creating new app experiences that offer a deeper level of customization. Test Flight for Mac now, which is a way that developers let you preview an app and give them feedback on it before they've released it.
Yeah.
And the Mac way previous, like you have to message someone and say, go to this GitHub page and download the late, So you're downloading the next version of the app, which means you got to throw away the old one and blah, blah, blah. StoreKit, testing support for both Xcode and Apple Sandbox environment. Your web developers like Grammarly and Honey are now building extensions for Safari.
Yeah.
Now, we've had extensions for Safari for 12 months on the Mac sort of thing, and not many people have got involved. But now it's available for the iPhone.
Yeah.
So the audience has gone from 3 million people to 3 billion people, just like that. Third-party navigation apps can show a map view in a vehicle's instrument cluster.
Yeah.
Now that they're getting that now, is instead of being CarPlay just down here in your stereo section, everything's
on the dashboard. So that's really cool.
You can get a theater-like experience with spatial audio, as long as if they add physical audio spatialization engine that makes it easier for game developers to render true to life audio across the Apple's platforms. And Shazam Kit, well, Shazam is where you say, "What's hey Shazam, what's playing?"
Yeah,
and
I use this
tell you the
all
name
the
of the
time.
song.
By the way,
Yeah.
I use it so much because I'll be watching a movie or something like that, and it'll have a song in there that I like. I'm like, all right, I need that, and so this is really cool.
Yeah, so enables developers to integrate audio recognition directly from Shazam into their apps, making it possible not only to match music to Shazam's vast catalog of songs, but also match any pre-recorded audio to custom results developers create.
That's so cool.
So,
Yeah.
So that's it. Basically, that's the whole kit and caboodle.
Sorry it was so quick. We'll try and talk about these
We'll know more a bit too.
Yeah, over the next few weeks, and we'll talk about one and not all of them at once. This was just what was dropped, not last night. Yesterday morning.
Yeah, yesterday morning.
And we're just giving a quick update. So
and the really in-depth developer part was yesterday afternoon, which I haven't watched yet.
Yeah.
We'll talk more about the awards.
Yeah.
Which was last night their time.
Yeah.
Which is early morning our time, I believe. And there's sessions all week this week
That's right.
in America.
So if you're interested, you can jump on and have a look. Even
yes. Yeah.
So,
and if you've got a developer account, you can start downloading the apps now onto your.
Yeah.
I wouldn't necessarily be putting it on my daily driver.
No.
But you can, some people have older phones that it'll fit onto. Some people have older iPads that'll fit onto, or, different Macs, or you can, put it on a hard drive and boot your Mac from the hard drive. So it's not affecting your daily, you can just say, what's that like? Blah, 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 and have it going for an hour or so.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then do the updates. It's all part of the fun.
It is.
But thank you, everybody.
Thanks, everyone, for watching, listening.
Yeah. Thanks to Kellyanne for saying, good to see you back together again.
Hello, Kellyanne. Also, our biggest fans.
Yeah.
Hello, Mason. Hello, Hunter. And hello, Levi.
Yeah.
How you doing, kids?
So that's all for this week.
It is.
Don't forget to go to Aussie Mac Zone /AMZ 385 for the show notes for this week.
Yep.
That way you get 6 weeks worth of show notes there.
Yep.
Links to the video, like the YouTube video, etc.
That's
Aussie
right.
Mac Zone webpage.
You can stream us from wherever streaming is available. We are there.
Yes.
So jump on, listen to us, like us, tell your friends.
So that's it for this week.
It is. All right, guys.
We're back together. Glad to see
We
you.
are. And remember, Apple a day keeps the androids away. Oh, wrong hand. See you later.